Hello students, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Rahul Srivastava, your computer teacher. Students, from this video we will start your new subject computer science with Python for class 11th. Okay, so before starting chapter 1, I will tell you what will you learn in whole session from this book. Okay, in class 11th. So students, first of all I will tell you why the subject name is computer science with Python, because Python is mostly covered in this book, and Python is a programming language which is a open source. Open source means free of cost. You can download it from internet and you can use it. Okay, now what will you learn in class 11th? I am telling you, it's very simple. First of all, you will learn computer system overview, means whatever you have learned in previous classes you will revise it in detail. Okay, so first, computer system overview, basic computer organization, where you can see input, output, CPU, memory, storage unit, system, data bus devices, etc. Okay, mobile system organization, different type of softwares. This you will learn in first chapter. Now students, for in second chapter you will learn about data representation, means different type of number system, what number systems are used in computer. Then how can you convert one number system to another number system, means how a computer converts one number system to another number system. This all you will learn in the second chapter. Okay, and after that representing using unsigned integer in binary, means you will deal with number systems. Okay, then what are the different type of codes, how you can do binary additions. Okay, this all you will learn in chapter 2. Now come to the next chapter, chapter 3. In chapter 3 you will learn, next chapter you will learn Boolean logics. Means Boolean means what? Boolean means where only two operations will be there. Okay, true or false. Okay, so you will deal with it, and you will also handle some operations. Okay, logical operators, compound statements, functions you will see. Okay, evolution of truth table regarding Boolean algebra. This you will learn in next chapter, means in Boolean logic chapter. Okay, and after that you will learn some properties related to Boolean algebra, ki how Boolean algebra works. Okay, what are the laws. So this you will learn, and after that De Morgan theorems, and it is very easy, not so tough. Okay, then you will learn, come to the next chapter, insight into programming. From this chapter you will enter in the programming section. Okay, so first you will see what are the basic related to programming, what concept you should keep in mind, what is the compilation process, what is the interpretation process. Okay, what is the role of operating system in running a program, cloud computing, etc. This you will learn in next chapter, means in chapter 4, insights into program execution. And after that you will start your Python, which is main concept of your syllabus. Okay, getting started with Python. So in Python, first you will see the introduction, Python pluses, what is the computational thinking, Python minuses, means what is the drawback of Python, how you work with Python. Okay, if you are working first time, understand the first program, how can you write your first programming in Python. Okay, this all you will learn in chapter 5. And after that, next chapter you will learn basics about, means Python's fundamental basics about Python programming language. So introduction, character sets, what are the tokens, means what are the special symbols, what are the special keywords, identifier, literal operators are used in Python. Okay, then bare bones of Python program, variable and assignment, how to create a variable, how to assign a value to the variable, like you assign in maths a equal to 10, means you are assigning the value. Okay, then simple input and output, how can you read input how can you read input from the user, and how can you give output through the print statement. This you will learn in next chapter. Okay, and after that, data handling means what type of data is used in Python. How many type of data type means like character data, numeric data, alphanumeric data, string type of data. Okay, these data mean like your phone number is having 10 digits, so this is a number type of data. Your name, okay, your name is a string because it is a set of characters. So these type of information we will get from this chapter, data handling. Okay, then operators, you will learn about operators. How many type of operators are there? Arithmetic operator for arithmetic operations, plus minus into divide. Relational operator means less than greater than. Identity operator, logical operator, bitwise operator, operator precedence. Okay, this you will learn in next chapter in data handling. Okay, then expressions, working with some standard library modules. Okay, so all the concept we will cover smoothly. Okay, then come to the next chapter, conditional and iterative statement. What is mean by conditional and iterative statement? Conditional means to check the condition, like 10 is less than 20 or not, true or false. So 10 is less than 20, this is true. This type of statement, this type of conditions we can check in this chapter. We can learn the concept about it. Okay, and after that, iterative statement. Iterative means looping type of statement. Means suppose you have to repeat multiple statements many times, then how you will repeat? So you will repeat with iterations. Okay, in which you will learn if statement. So different type of if statement, simple if else statement, nested if, etc. Okay, then you will learn about loop, while loop, else loop, break and continue. Okay, break and continue is statement, jumping statement, looping statement, nested loop, etc. These concepts you will learn in this chapter. So I am giving a brief detail about your syllabus. Okay, what will you learn? Then string manipulation means how you will manage with your strings. String means set of characters. This you will learn in next chapter. Okay, then debugging a program means checking your program, error checking, error handling. If there will be some error, then how can you handle it? Okay, using Python functions and Python methods. Okay, and what are the errors, what are the exceptions? Okay, what is the debugging techniques? This you will learn in this chapter. And after that, list manipulation. Okay, in list manipulation, what will you learn? How to create a list, how to access a list. List means in which you will store some set of data. Okay, joining two list. So this you will learn in this chapter, list manipulation, all these concepts. Okay, working with list function and methods. Okay, then you will next come to tuples. Okay, so students, next you will learn about dictionaries. Okay, dictionary, key value pairs, how to create, how to access dictionary, how to characterize a dictionary, adding element to dictionary. Okay, checking existing key, means these concepts. Okay, now understanding sorting. Sorting means arranging data A to Z or J to A. Okay, so you will learn bubble sort, insertion sort in this chapter. And now come to next chapter, relational database management system. So what is relational database management system? Means any program which you use, which you create, must store its data in some storage. Okay, so one database management system will be used, DBMS will be used. MySQL is there in MySQL is generally used with Python. Okay, so you will learn about relational database. It is most important and most interesting topic of the syllabus. Okay, database means how you use how you store your data in tables and how you access it. These all you will learn. Okay, and after that some additional topics, cyber safety. Okay, cyber safety, what is cyber safety, how to browse safe from web browser. Okay, and many ways to websites track you, means it's this chapter is related to safety purpose. Okay, safety reason. So next, come to the next chapter. uh, you will learn online access and computer security. It is also related to security. Okay, these two chapters are related to security. Okay, got it. So if any doubt, if you have any doubt, you can ask me from comment. Okay, and you can ask me from my you can message me in my personal WhatsApp number. I will share you in your group. Okay, so students, I am starting chapter 1, that is computer system overview. Okay, in which you will learn something about computer system. What are the hardware parts, what are the basic computer organization, what is the mobile system organization, type of softwares. These all concepts you will learn in this chapter. Okay, so first we will start the introduction. So as we all know that without computer we cannot think our life in the present time, because everywhere, in your home, in your office, in your school, in hospitals, okay, everywhere, in railway stations, bus stands, even in little small shop, everywhere computer is used. Okay, so and also modern students cannot imagine life without email, internet, printouts, means most time you need it. Okay, you cannot think life without computer system. So students, what is a computer system? Computer system is an electronic device which is a combination of hardware and software. You can touch the hardwares but you cannot touch the softwares. Okay, so physical electronic components of a computer are called hardwares, like keyboard, mouse, monitor, printer. These all device can be touched by you. Okay, and software you cannot touch, you can only feel the softwares. Okay, so these are the recorded instructions or set of programs. Software means what? Set of programs, set of instructions, which is which govern the working of a computer system. Okay, means whatever you are doing in computer, you are doing with the help of hardware and softwares. Okay, so one more definition for the program, that program is a set of instructions to carry out a specific task or achieve a special goal. Okay, this is the software. Some examples of software like Microsoft Office, okay, operating system software, utility software, calculator software. Okay, these are the softwares. So now let's come to the basic computer organization. What is the basic computer organization? So computer organization refers to the logical structure of the computer, describing how its components are connected to one another. Okay, means how input and output devices, how processors, okay, registers, ALU, okay, control units, memory units are connected to each other. So computer basic organization will describe these all. So you know, computer follows a IPO cycle. IPO cycle means what? IPO means input, process and output cycle. Okay, input, process and output cycle means first you give input to the computer, then your data will be processed by the processor, and then after the processing you will get a result which will be the output of the program. So computer takes input from the user, okay, process it and give the information, means give the result. Now we will see the diagram, basic diagram of the computer organization. So you can see in the picture that input device is there, means input device is used to take input from the user, which will be given to the processor, means CPU, central processing unit. okay, where ALU, control unit and registers will be there. Okay, these are the components of the CPU. Okay, and after that this will process your data and give the output. So you will get the output, and this is the bus means what? Bus means which transfers your data between different devices, means it is a collection of some wires, means which control your data traffic. Okay, data can be transferred using these bus. Okay, so when you will get your result, and after that your result will be stored in memory unit, okay, storage unit. So come to the next point, and one more important point is that computer runs on an electricity power. You already know it. Okay, so in electricity power, computer uses an on and off signal. Okay, or you can say it 0 or 1 also. Now we will discuss each component briefly. So first is input device. What is input device? It's very simple. Input device means, or input unit is formed by the input devices attached to the computer. Examples of input devices are keyboard, mouse, magnetic tape, ink character reader, optical mark reader, optical character reader, joystick, etc. Okay, means devices which is used to take input from the user, even in character form, even in sound form, even in picture form. Okay, so these will be input devices. Okay, input device is responsible for taking input. Yes, right, very right. And it converts the data in binary code. Binary code means which is understandable by computer, means computer understandable format. Okay, because if you will enter your name, then computer will not know what is your name, what is the character. Computer generally knows only binary code 0 and 1. So whatever you will give through input device, whole data will be converted into binary code. Okay, you can also call this binary code as on and off, okay, or high voltage or low voltage. Okay, ultimately we will see that this is 1 and 0. 1 is used for on and 0 is used for off. Okay, so what you have to remember? You have to remember that an input device or input unit takes the input from the user and convert it into binary form, so it can be understood by the computer. Okay, so next we will see all the input consist of data on which the action was to be performed, as well as instructions the action to be taken. Means whatever you will give, means you can also give instructions to the computer through input device. Okay, so input can be anything. Input can be data or instructions, means in which actions to be performed. So one example is here. You are giving instruction to the computer, add 2 and 3. Then what will be your data? 2 and 3 will be your data, and add will be your information, your instructions to the computer, that which operation have to be performed by the computer. Now print hello world. Okay, so in print hello world is the data. Okay, which will be printed by the computer, and print is an instruction. Okay, means which action has to be performed. Now some input devices like keyboard, mouse and microphone. What are the keyboards? Keyboard is like a typewriter device, okay, which is used to type letters, digits, commands, etc. Mouse, what is mouse? Mouse is a pointing device. So cursor you see in the monitor is the mouse pointer. Okay, it is also called mouse pointer on the screen. Microphone is also an input device, means you can input sound through mic or microphone. In short, you will call it mic. Okay, so what mic does, mic converts the sound received into computer format, which is called the digitized sound or digital audio. Okay, clear about input devices? If you have any doubt, you can ask me from comment, or you can message me in my personal WhatsApp number. Next we will discuss output devices. What are output devices? What is output unit? So output device is used to generate the output. Okay, output unit is formed by output devices. Output unit convert the output in binary form to human readable form. Means you cannot understand it easily binary codes. So whatever result will be given by CPU is converted into human understandable format. Okay, means in characters, graphics, audio, visual, okay, etc. Some popular output devices are monitor, which is also called a screen, is the most common form of output, है ना, output from a computer. Means generally you see the result in screen. Okay, and the picture on a monitor is made up of 1000 teeny colored dots, which is called pixel. See the example of pixel. This teeny dot is called pixel. Okay, you can see it. I have zoomed the paintbrush work area, so you can see the pixel. Okay, so students, now come to the next point about printers. Printer is also an output device which is used to print the output in hard copy, means in paper. Okay, then speaker is also an output device which convert electronic current into sound. Okay, so and you need one device that is called sound card to perform this. Sound card convert electronic current to user audible form. Okay, now it is completed, input device and output device completed. Next we will see central processing unit. Okay, so what is central processing unit? Central processing unit is a brain of computer, and it is the main function, main component of the computer. Okay, main process unit, which controls, which guides, which direct and governs the performance of a computer. Okay, some sub components of the central processing units are arithmetic logic unit, control unit, registers. Okay, so we will see each component briefly. So first is arithmetic logic unit. See what is arithmetic logic unit. As its name, arithmetic means it is a processing unit which is used to perform arithmetic tasks like plus, minus, into, divide, and also logic. It is called logic unit, so it will be used for logical operations like less than, greater than, means comparison type of task. Okay, when two numbers are required to be added, so this will be used. Okay, means number sent from the memory to ALU when addition takes place, and the result put back into the memory. Means whenever you put two numbers, memory will send the numbers to the ALU will perform the task and return the result to the memory unit. Okay, same as logical unit, logical operation. For logical operation, ALU generates only two results, that is true or false. Means other than true or false it will not generate. Okay, so generally ALU means arithmetic logic unit, which is used for arithmetic operation as well as logical operations. Arithmetic operation means plus, minus, into, divide, etc., and logical operation means less than, smaller than, greater than. Okay, next is control unit. See, it is the main important part of the CPU. What is the control unit? CU. It is also called CU. CU controls and guide the interpretation, flow and manipulation of all data and information. Means it guides where data is to be sent, which program is to be executed, which is next, okay, which will be executed first. Okay, so this is the important function of the CU. Means program execution is the function of the CU, control unit. The CU gets program instruction from the memory and execute them one after another. Okay, so main function, main task of the control unit is to execute programs. Okay, which operation is to be performed is decided by control unit. Okay, then the asked operation is carried out, means one by one it will execute the program one by one. Okay, after the work of its instruction is completed, control unit sends signal memory to send to the next instruction. Means when one task will be completed, then control unit asks the memory for the next program. Okay, so see this point. CU act as a supervisor by controlling and guiding the operation taking places. Okay, the control unit even control the flow of the data from the input device to the memory and from the memory to output device. This is the task of control unit. Okay, now next is register. What is register? Registers are the small building blocks, small storage places, small data holding places. Okay, it is also main important part of CPU. The CPU uses register to temporarily hold some information, important information or processing information during the time of processing taking place. Processing is taking place. Means when CPU is performing any task, so temporarily data related to that process will be stored in registers. Okay, CPU may store some part data or some memory address also. Okay, so register can also store some memory part or some memory address. Okay, some data part or some memory address in the process register. So students, thank you for watching, and in next video we will discuss the next topics from this chapter. Okay, so any doubt, if you have any doubt, you can ask me from comment or you can send me WhatsApp. Okay, thank you for watching. Please subscribe my channel, share this video. Thank you.